Yo, 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 good morning, hello, welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. Now today is actually going to be quite a decent day of training, although I might have titled the video something to do with tomorrow's time trial, not quite sure yet. But anyway, when this video goes out, I will be on the road at a 25-mile time trial, so if you check out my Strava down below, hopefully in less than an hour, I'll have done a 25-mile TT, but who knows. Anyway, so today's training is, I've just been for a swim. I swam 2.1k in total, did about 2k just as like normal swimming, and then I did 1k. I want to say flat out. I did the first 2 lengths of 50 meters at like a hard tempo because I didn't really know how I'd feel after having done 2k, and then I did the second 2 lengths pretty much flat out, and I swam 1:33. So that's about 3 seconds slower than my PB, which I did earlier this week. But do you know what? I'll take that after 2k swimming. It was quite difficult in the lane this morning, a couple of breaststrokers, and it was just like, it must be awkward for them as it is for us trying to get past them. There's myself and there's another chap in the lane who's trying to train for Ironman UK, so it's difficult. I know you're in a public lane, but you know, the boards are there to guide you roughly pace-wise. But anyway, home, breakfast time now, and then let's talk about time trial in a bit. Silence! Good evening. So it's Friday evening. I did not run at lunchtime. My legs just feel really tired, to be honest, and I am doing a TT tomorrow, as I might have mentioned, so I don't want to be absolutely in a hole, but I am going to go out the chain gang very shortly. So just before I do that, Elizabeth, what on earth is going off?
Just doing a TT.
What are you actually doing?
Just swapping loads of things.
Yeah, so I mean, in classic TriathlonDan fashion, loads of equipment changes the night before a race. But I mean, this isn't deliberate. The thing is, Liz doesn't ride a TT bike during the week, so I've made these changes like a week ago and she just hasn't ridden it. So, you know, what can you do other than give it a quick go for a race? But let's talk through what changes we've made then, Liz. So, do you want to talk us through it?
I'm just trying out my new lid.
Yeah. I mean, I said the visor wasn't essential indoors, but she says it is. So.
It is, because you need the full practice mode.
Okay.
I've got new bars on, so these are angled at 40%, whereas my other ones were really flat. So I was like down here before. Yeah. So now I'm up here, so that's obviously changed my front end position. Yeah, 40 degrees, darling, not percent, nearly. Oh,
goodness,
40 degrees. Yeah. We've just changed the seat height a little bit as well, so that's just gone up a little bit. Yeah. That's
George Fox armrests.
George Fox armrest. Oh yeah, my armrests are different.
Cheers, George. Yeah, high-sided, just so that it's a bit more safe for you. So when you're narrower, it gives you a bit more reassurance on the side. Was that it for changes? Yeah. We're going to be putting a disc cover on. That's from Easy Disc, which I'm going to cover in a separate video. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, Liz, how's it feeling?
All right, on the turbo. I've just got to see what it's like on the road tomorrow.
You're right, it'll be completely different. Now, Liz did make a massive error on the last time trial she did, in that what happened, Liz, to this piece of equipment?
Well, not that exact one.
Not that exact one.
It flew off.
So this is the cover for the storage compartment at the rear of the Speedmaxes. But this one looks like it's brand new, delivered from Germany, Liz.
Yes, that's because it is.
What happened?
Just pedalling along, I felt something hit my leg and looked, and then sort of heard it bounce on the floor. And I didn't realise till after what it was, and it turned out it was that. What was it, about a tenner from Canyon, and delivery was about 15 quid, wasn't it? Yeah.
You'll learn. Anyway, so now it's got to get a bit of tape on it when it goes on again. Anyway, let's have a quick look at my time trial plans for tomorrow. So I'm stressing about not being ready in time to go out riding, and Liz has noticed that her hydration thing has like leaked all down her bike. So you're emptying it out, but because I'm not going to take it to bits, Liz is emptying out in the only way she knows how. You thirsty, girl?
Loads must have leaked out because there's hardly any coming. Might be getting more out. I've got a serious problem here.
Oh, I'm going out for a bike ride. Okay, so hopefully this is going to be one take because I'm going out on the chain gang in about 10 minutes. I need to get ready. So when I'm looking at a time trial, there's a few things I look at, and there's one thing that I look at that I'm not going to go through today because I'm not looking at it today because the course is quite simple. So the first thing is spin data. Now this is a website that I don't fully understand. I understand what it shows. I don't understand how it's populated it. So this basically looks ahead at start list for TTs, and it basically predicts who's going to come where. I know it's based on recent results, and you sort of get scores depending on what results you get. So for example, at tomorrow's TT, it has me down to finish 24th in 53.23, and to be honest, that isn't a million miles away from what I'd aim to do. So this just gives you an idea of like how stacked the field is and what sort of times people could be in the range of doing. So yeah, it's worthwhile having a look at, albeit it's probably not 100% accurate because it is only taking race results, but who knows. The more important thing I look at is a software package called Best Bike Split. So you pay a membership to this, but it is very, very useful. That's the wrong page. So this one is you basically load in the file of the route that you're doing. So this is the course that I'm doing. So you can see that it starts in Newark, and then it goes down past Bingham, and then it comes back around the roundabout and finishes. So what you do is you then load your bike into it. Now you can go into the setup and you put in how wide your bars are, whether you've got latex tubes or normal tubes, whether what tires you've got, all that sort of stuff. But in my opinion, this is only as good as the data you put into it. So what you essentially do is you upload race files, so TT files, to this system from a certain day, and then it analyzes it, and it basically calculates an estimated drag coefficient, which then means, and that probably is vaguely accurate, but it then means you can put it into the software, say that, okay, that bike is this fast on this course with me riding it, and therefore you can put it in other routes, and have a rough idea as to how long that's going to take you. Now, it might not be 100% accurate, but it does help with pacing and things, and giving you a rough idea of like how long you're going to be riding for. So you know if you're doing a 25-mile TT, for example, for the first time, or is it going to take you 45 minutes, or is it going to take you an hour and a half? That's a lot different for your fuel and stuff, isn't it? So anyway, I have 2 bikes set up on here. I'm trying to just get too boring about this, but Planet X is a bike set up that I've got from a dual carriageway last year. So I did ride that bike last year, and I've updated that with the data from a dual carriageway. Felt is my new bike, and one that I will be using ongoing, but the only data I've got for that is from a single carriageway time trial a couple of weeks ago. And the single carriageway time trial is a lot slower than the dual carriageway, so it's not entirely accurate. So for this purpose, I'm going to use Planet X. I hope that my new bike's a little bit faster. It might not be, but this should get me there or thereabouts. So you put in what the course is. Advanced weather, I've already done that. So you click good weather, you put get weather, you select the date and the time, and it looks at the weather forecast and also then uses the wind and the weather and stuff to tell you how fast you're going to be. This is wind direction and temperature and pressure and all those sorts of things. You can then input whether you want to have a goal time, and it'll tell you how hard you need to go. It'll give you, if you want to have a certain amount of training stress score from the riding, put that in, it tells you how hard you need to ride. I prefer using this normalized power model, so I basically put in what sort of power I want to do, and then it tells me what time I'm going to do. So I put in there 338 watts, so let's see what this spits out. So it has a little thing, and it basically tells you what you should do in order to get the right time. Let's have a look. Okay, so it's telling me 338 watts is going to get me 5203, but then it also shows me, so here, this is the course, it shows you how you should ride it. So it's showing here that I should perhaps go a little bit harder there, arc the rim, so the solid blocks of the power, and then perhaps go a little bit easier on the way back, is what it's basically saying, because there's a cross headwind out and a cross tailwind back. Now the little bike that I've got a mouse over now, the right hand corner, that's wind direction. So when you move your mouse along the course and your person's moving, you can see there's a cross head on the way out and then a cross tail on the way back. So that's quite useful to look at. You can go back into that, you can change weight, you can change the drag, you can change how much power you're going to put out, and all those things. But yeah, this is a really, really worthwhile sort of pacing strategy. So I know that I'm going to be cycling for roughly 50 to 55 minutes, so pace accordingly. And yeah, that's what I use, best buys. But I think it's about a tenner a month. I tend to only use it in race season. I think you can pay like £100 and something for the year, but I don't use it at winter, so there's no point. Look at BBC weather as well, obviously see what the weather's doing, see if you need to pack the wet weather gear and see which way the wind direction is generally going. And that's about it. So anyway, hope you enjoy that. Let's get out on the chain gang. So last time I came out on Fast Friday, I got dropped before the roundabout, turned around before we got to the roundabout, then got back on. Today, a bit more tactical, stopped for a wee week, so it's absolutely hurting. Been out with I'm out with the medium group, the middle group tonight, so we're not quite going Fast Friday, it's medium Friday. It's been a good tempo, been a mixture of zone 2 and tempo. It's all I need really the day ahead of a race. So I'm gonna wait for the first group to come past, leave them to go, and then go to the second group when they catch up. So see you in a bit. This is the third group coming past now. Come on guys. Come on guys. Okay, ride done and dusted. Didn't get any on-bike footage just because I got the camera in my pocket and not on the bike. So an hour and 45, I'll leave the stats on screen, an hour and 45, average speed 20 miles an hour, normalised power 265 watts. That's not bad, good bit of tempo work, it lifted up towards the end, and then we had a good crack up the last little climb. I was the first up, just big sprint, but the numbers weren't anything amazing, so I'm not going to start singing too soon. I'm going to end today's video there, but if I'm honest, I'm not entirely sure if we're going to do the TT tomorrow. I really look forward to it, but the forecast is now very rainy and dual carriageway and rain, a lot of spray. I'm not sure if it's a wise decision, but we'll call it in the morning. I'm prepared, ready to do it. But if I don't do it, I won't be too unhappy because I've still got out on a Friday night ride. So either way is fine, but I'm really, really hoping to do it. So yeah, thanks for the support. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you tomorrow at 4 PM. Laters.